F4. Then and Now. What happened to the Boys Over Flowers stars after 16 years? 16 years have passed since the world first fell in love with the iconic F4, the dazzling, untouchable kings of Xinhua. But behind the fame, the flawless visuals, and the unforgettable love triangles, what really happened to the actors who brought these characters to life? Did they rise to greater stardom, or did they vanish into the shadows of their own legend? Let's uncover the shocking truth only here on Red Carpet Revealed. Kim Joon as Woo Bin. In 2009, the Korean drama world was shaken by a phenomenon. Boys Over Flowers didn't just dominate the ratings, it became a cultural tidal wave, turning its lead actors into overnight superstars. Among the famous F4, while names like Lee Min-ho and Kim Hyun-joong were catapulted into the center of Hallyu, one member quietly captured hearts with a different kind of charisma: Kim Joon, who portrayed the enigmatic bad boy heir Song Woo Bin. But what became of the quietest member of F4? Why did he disappear from the public eye, and what is he doing now, 16 years later? The unexpected star. How Kim Joon rose with F4 before Boys Over Flowers. Kim Joon was virtually unknown in the acting scene. In fact, his main career trajectory was in music. As a member of the K-pop group T-Max, he contributed to the very OST of the drama that made him a household name. His casting as Woo Bin, the stylish, soft-spoken, and fiercely loyal son of a construction magnate, initially raised eyebrows. He was the only F4 member without a strong acting background. Yet Kim Joon's portrayal of Woo Bin turned out to be surprisingly charming. Though his character was given less screen time than others, his on-screen presence, deep voice, and sincere friendship with the rest of the F4 left a lasting impression. The sudden fade. Why did Kim Joon step away after Boys Over Flowers? Kim Joon did not aggressively chase the acting spotlight like his co-stars. He took on a few supporting roles, including parts in Detectives in Trouble 2011 and Endless Love 2014. However, fans noticed that after 2015, his presence in both music and television seemed to vanish almost completely. There was no official statement, no press release, no major scandal, just silence. The truth surfaced later. Kim Joon had decided to lead a private life away from the relentless scrutiny of the public eye. Life beyond fame, military service, and marriage. In 2011, at the height of his rising fame, Kim Joon quietly enlisted in the military. His departure was low profile, no flashy goodbye fan meetings or media send-offs. He served his country with the same quiet dignity he brought to his character. After completing his service in 2013, he returned to the spotlight briefly, but never seemed to reignite his entertainment career with the same intensity. The reason became clear years later. In 2018, fans were stunned to learn through a rare interview that Kim Joon had actually been married since 2015 and was a father to a young daughter. The marriage was kept completely secret for years. When asked why he hid it, his answer was simple: "I just wanted to protect the people I love." This candid revelation offered a rare glimpse into Kim Joon's character. He wasn't chasing the fame game anymore. He had chosen peace, family, and a life far away from flashing cameras. Ways and beyond a new chapter. In the last few years, Kim Joon has made sporadic appearances on Korean variety shows such as Land Life and interviews where he discussed fatherhood and his new identity as a family man. However, he made it clear that his days as a full-time entertainer were behind him. He currently works behind the scenes in the entertainment industry, focusing on content development and occasionally collaborating with longtime industry friends. While he hasn't completely closed the door on acting, he prefers roles that are meaningful, not just commercial. Next, Lee Min-ho as Gu Jun-pyo. Meteoric rise from Boys Over Flowers to global stardom. Lee Min-ho was only 21 when Boys Over Flowers aired in 2009, but his portrayal of Gu Jun-pyo turned him into an instant superstar across Asia. His unique ability to balance arrogance with vulnerability made him an audience favorite, and offers came flooding in. What followed was a string of high-profile dramas. City Hunter 2011, where he reinvented himself as a brooding action hero. The Heirs 2013, a return to high school romance but with more emotional depth. Legend of the Blue Sea 2016, a fantasy romance that paired him with Jun Ji-hyun. And most recently, The King Eternal Monarch 2020, his ambitious return after military service. But not every chapter was a fairy tale. A career tested mixed reviews and reinvention. Although The King Eternal Monarch was highly anticipated, the drama received mixed reviews. Critics pointed to confusing plotlines and underwhelming chemistry, a rare miss for Lee Min-ho. Some began questioning whether his acting range had plateaued. Rather than retreat, Lee Min-ho pivoted. He took on the role of Hansu, a morally gray character in Apple TV Plus' Pachinko 2022, based on the best-selling novel by Min-jin Lee. The show, which followed a Korean family through generations of hardship and identity crises in Japan, earned critical acclaim, and so did Min-ho. For the first time in years, people weren't just talking about his looks, they were talking about his acting. His performance in Pachinko was complex, subtle, and layered, a far cry from the polished charm of Junpyo. It marked a turning point, proving that Lee Min-ho was no longer just a pretty face. He was an actor ready to take on more ambitious and morally ambiguous roles. Personal life, fame, pressure, and solitude. Despite his massive popularity, Lee Min-ho has kept his personal life extremely guarded. He has been linked romantically to several high-profile actresses, including Suzy Bae, with whom he was in a confirmed relationship for over 2 years. The breakup in 2017 made headlines but was handled maturely by both sides. Since then, Lee Min-ho has not confirmed any new romantic relationships, though rumors persist. As of 2025, he is single, focusing on work travel and his production company MIM Entertainment, which he co-founded with his sister. In a 2024 interview with GQ Korea, he revealed something rare. At times, the expectations feel like a cage. People want me to always be Junpyo, but I've changed. That statement resonated with fans worldwide. Beneath the charisma and perfection, there is a man who has wrestled with identity growth and the crushing weight of public persona. Next, Kim Hyun-joong as Yoon Ji-hoo. Following Boys Over Flowers, Kim Hyun-joong was at the peak of his career. He starred in hit dramas like Playful Kiss 2010 and released solo albums that topped charts in Japan and South Korea. He was one of the most in-demand Hallyu stars, with millions of fans across Asia and endorsements from global brands. But everything began to unravel in 2014 when his ex-girlfriend accused him of domestic violence. The scandal exploded in Korean and international media. Though some of the charges were later dropped and the legal battles dragged on for years, with both sides suing each other for defamation, fraud, and damages, the public image of Kim Hyun-joong took a near-fatal hit. He lost endorsement deals, withdrew from entertainment projects, and disappeared from the mainstream spotlight. For many fans, the gentle Yoon Ji-hoo had been shattered, and for years Kim Hyun-joong was viewed as a fallen idol, an example of how quickly Korea's unforgiving celebrity culture can destroy a star. A painful return. The battle for truth and a quiet comeback. Between 2014 and 2020, Kim Hyun-joong largely avoided television appearances, focusing on music and holding small-scale concerts overseas, particularly in Japan and Latin America, where his fan base remained loyal. In 2020, after a long court battle, the Supreme Court of Korea ruled in his favor, stating that his ex-girlfriend had falsely accused him and manipulated evidence, and she was ordered to pay him 100 million won in damages. Though the ruling helped clear his name legally, the damage to his reputation lingered. Still, it was a turning point. Slowly, Kim Hyun-joong began to re-emerge. He released new music, including the reflective album A Bell of Blessing, and held virtual concerts during the pandemic era. Fans noted a clear shift in tone. His songs were more personal, introspective, and emotionally raw. In interviews, he spoke openly about depression, suicidal thoughts, and the years he spent battling guilt, anger, and isolation. "I died once," he said in a 2021 interview. "Now I'm just living differently." Marriage, fatherhood, and a new life. In February 2022, Kim Hyun-joong stunned fans again, but this time in a good way. At one of his live concerts, he announced that he had gotten married to his non-celebrity girlfriend. Later that year, it was revealed that he had become a father to a baby boy. Unlike the secrecy that surrounded other F4 members' relationships, Kim Hyun-joong chose to share this part of his life, perhaps as a symbol of transparency, healing, or rebirth. Today, he often shares glimpses of his daily life through YouTube, where his channel Kim Hyun-joong both official features vlogs, music sessions, and messages to fans. He's no longer trying to reclaim his old glory, he's simply trying to live honestly in a world that once tried to erase him. 2025 and beyond, still singing, still standing. As of 2025, Kim Hyun-joong continues to focus on music and small-scale performances, particularly across Asia. He remains independent, producing his own work through his label Hinichia Music. In March 2025, he released a new mini-album titled Rewind, exploring themes of forgiveness, memory, and time. The lead single, If Only We Could Start Again, received praise for its lyrical vulnerability and stripped-down acoustic sound, far from the polished idol image of his youth. He's also preparing for a solo concert tour in Japan and Southeast Asia titled The Next Chapter, scheduled for summer 2025. Next, Kim Boom as Yi-jung. Though not the lead, Kim Bum's role was unforgettable, a delicate blend of charm and sadness. But while his on-screen character flirted freely, the real Kim Bum walked a very different path, one of quiet perseverance, artistic depth, and an emotional evolution that many fans only recently began to understand. The post-BO of years, an actor, not just a star. Unlike his F4 castmates who immediately sought bigger fame or musical endeavors, Kim Bum focused on acting deliberately, choosing roles that allowed him to explore different genres and challenge his limits. In the years following Boys Over Flowers, he appeared in The Woman Who Still Wants to Marry, 2010, a mature romantic comedy, Padam Padam 2011, a fantasy melodrama from the writer of Guardian, The Lonely and Great God. That Winter, The Wind Blows 2013, alongside Song Hye-kyo and Jo In-sung. These weren't explosive mega hits, but they steadily built his reputation as a serious actor capable of nuance and emotional complexity. While other idols-turned-actors struggled with criticism, Kim Boom was quietly earning respect one role at a time. A silent struggle, health setbacks, and reflection. In 2018, Kim Boom revealed that he had been diagnosed with degenerative arthritis, a chronic autoimmune condition. The illness, which had quietly plagued him for years, forced him to limit his physical activity and reconsider his workload. It was also the reason he received alternative military service rather than active duty. This period became a turning point. He took a long hiatus from acting, sparking rumors that his career might be fading. But rather than disappear, Kim Boom used the time to reflect, recover, and grow. He took up reading music and focused on improving his mental and physical well-being. In a rare 2021 interview, he shared, "I spent years playing characters with broken hearts. At some point, I had to take care of my own." The comeback, new roles, new depth. In 2020, after nearly 4 years of absence, Kim Boom made a powerful comeback in the fantasy thriller Tale of the Nine-Tailed TVN, where he played Lee Rang, a tragic half-fox demon with intense emotional baggage. The role was a breakout moment all over again. His portrayal of Lee Rang, cruel, witty, and deeply wounded, reminded audiences of his natural ability to portray inner pain. Kim Boom wasn't just back, he was better than ever. He reprised the role in Tale of the Nine-Tailed 1938-2023 and once again earned praise for his versatility. In the same year, he took on a leading role in Ghost Doctor alongside Rain Jung-ji-hoon, where he played a cocky but lovable young surgeon. Audiences and critics alike noted a clear shift. Kim Boom was no longer playing pretty boys. He had grown into more layered, mature, and intense characters. Personal life, romance, rumors, and silence. In early 2020, Kim Boom was briefly in the headlines for dating actress Oh Yeon-seo, his co-star in Tale of the Nine-Tailed. The relationship was confirmed by their agencies but reportedly ended quietly within the same year. Since then, Kim Boom has remained single, at least publicly, and keeps his personal life remarkably private. While other celebrities share updates on social media, Kim Boom maintains a low profile, only posting occasionally on Instagram, usually about work, art, or nature. There is an air of gentle mystery about him now. No longer the mischievous boy with a smirk, Kim Boom exudes the calm confidence of someone who has endured both public scrutiny and private battles. What's next for Kim Boom? As of 2020, Kim Boom is preparing for a new historical drama titled The Painter's Oath, where he will play a tormented artist in the Joseon dynasty, a poetic full-circle moment for the actor who once played a ceramicist in Boys Over Flowers. The role is expected to challenge him physically and emotionally, blending art obsession and forbidden love. In addition, he is rumored to be developing a short film project as a director focusing on mental health and personal loss themes that have closely mirrored his own life journey. Kim Boom is no longer chasing the spotlight. He's carefully curating his legacy one thoughtful choice at a time. Full choice at a time. Full choice.